Hello there, my fellow PoE enjoyer. It's been 3 weeks into the league, and I, for example, have made less currency than usual at this point in time. And from what I know, most people are kind of the same. I've seen Reddit, I've seen YouTube, I've seen. And for example, on Twitch, all of the streamers were doing Sanctum on week 1, and a lot of them even after. And they were getting their divines from there, and a lot of people did complain about mapping and such, but I do want to map. I want to do the league mechanic, and the only way to do the league mechanic is by mapping and doing as most maps per hour possible. And I do hope that we're going to find a good strategy that actually makes currency in map. But so what we have here is that a cheap build. I wanted to create a cheap build. I got my inspiration from here. I saw this guy everything and his Legion farming with some rarity. So I politely yoinked his build and made it cheaper. This is what we currently have. Of course, it's a problem, at least for me. Usually this for me is quite squishy, but for 15 to 20 divines, this is what you get. It's maybe impossible to have a fast and good damage build that can blast maps, destroy the whole screen, and be tanky for 15 divines. It's not happening. So what we have here is we have good damage. This is more than enough. When I was leveling the build and testing things, I at one point had 6.5 million, and I was still comfortable in tier 16 maps. So yeah, it's definitely more than enough damage. We have to inspired learnings because it's a cheap build. We don't have a headhunter. We're using the interrogation and thread of hope. Those are all cheap. All the 4 unique jewels are like 20 or 40 C each. We have this watch cluster, which is a bit more expensive because for the 3 notables it will cost you, I think, 3 divines. Yep. And the medium cluster, just be careful and get a 4 passive maximum, because you only want this 1 point. If you get 5, it's possible that the 5th one will be on this side, and you don't want that. Here we just get some attributes that we need to have enough attributes for the chest and for the gems. And corrupted bot, some just useful. We do get some damage, but for example, if you're missing any resistance, you can get it here. So the bow is it's okay. We don't have +1 or even +2 arrows. That's way too expensive. It's 1000 Ele DPS. I have a query here for such a bow. It is currently 7-8 divines. You do want the Ele DPS to be high, you do want some attack speed, and you do want some. But if you don't have 7 or 8 divines, just lower this to 900. 3 divines, easy. Or you can craft one yourself. I crafted this one myself. I was a bit lucky. I agree with that. I was lucky because I hit tier 1 fire. I was using cold essences, tier 1 fire. It's tier 6 lightning, but I mean, it is 1100 LA DPS, so it is good with the open prefix for strength and int. It's important. Definitely add strength and int. You need it, otherwise you will not have enough for the build. The quiver, I just used the PoE function that searches for items. Here, find best, select divine orb and maybe 4 divines or however divines you have, and let it do its thing. And look at this, it finds me a quiver that's even better than my own currently. It has tier 1 life and it has damage. As you can see at the bottom of the item, it will give me 500,000 damage. So that's pretty nice for 3 divines. What else do we use? As the build that I got it from, we are stacking rarity because we get more gold that way. So why not? If the build is good enough to kill everything in tier 16s, and we can. The belt has a rarity corruption 20c. You don't need the cold dress, you have more than enough. The rampage is good, definitely. The amulet is just get as high as you can, allocate sovereignty, like in annoying sovereignty. It is 3 silver, it's not 3 gold. For some reason awakened PoE is buggy. This is wrong. It is 3 silver, so it's like maybe 1 divine or a bit less for the 3 silver oils. And we have 2 tamings. Again, get as high as you can. I have not max but high roll, because the difference between a high roll and a max roll is very huge. So you don't need a max roll, just get something that's high roll and pay a lot cheaper price for that. Boots and gloves are kinda important because they cap your suppression, but actually before that the helmet is quite good. Get a high roll here as you can. This is not that important, this is a bit of a steal because I've been looking at this and it's usually 2 divines, but yeah, nice. Maybe it will drop in price. But something important to note here is that the far shot ascendancy no longer provides far shot. So far shot on the helmet and far shot here are 2 different things. In the beginning I thought that they were the same, so I didn't have this on my ascendancy, but they're actually 2 different things. I do remember about the patch notes, but I thought that maybe it's a bug for the helmet or something, but no, it's not. This gives you far shot, well, this it's named far shot, but it doesn't give you far shot. I know it's confusing. Make sure to allocate this and get the helm, it's more damage. Also the chest, you need 4 off colors. It can be annoying to get, you can just buy it with the 4 off colors for the support gems for the elemental hit of the spectrum. Or what you can do is buy a non-corrupted, non-6 linked chest, so that you can come here, you can craft 3 sockets, that will remove every other socket. You craft 3 sockets and then you craft 2 green, 1 blue, it's 1 chromatic orbs. Or you craft 2 blue, 1 green, it's one of those 2 you do, and then you start spamming 4 sockets, 3 sockets, 4 sockets, 3 sockets, until you get your last color that you need here. After you do that, you get you craft 6 sockets, and because this is a strength based chest, you do expect to get 2 red sockets on the 5th and 6th slot. If you don't, you just go again. It costs jeweler orbs. Jeweler orbs are they are cheap. It will take you a bit of time, but this is the cheap strat here. We're trying to get the build for as cheap as possible. That's how you get your 4 off-cover sockets on. Done, and you have 6 sockets, just link them on the bench. It's one divine to buy the fusings for 6 link. You even have 100 left. So yeah. Now the 2 rare items. You need suppression. I have high, I have 12 here, and I have max 14 is the maximum for the boots. But if you don't have the currency to buy the best, because this gets you everything, every suppression from the 3 that we get, plus 14 on the boots, 12, so plus 26 on items, gets you to 100 exactly. If you don't have the currency to buy such items with suppression, tier 1 life, some chaos resistance, ideally for gloves you have an open prefix so that you can craft the increased damage during any flask effect, because you do have flask effect most of the time when mapping. You need an open prefix, or this already crafted, or just unveiled, because this unveiled mod, or unveiled directly, because this is the only way that we get onslaught on this build. We don't have an onslaught flask. We're using a gold, a jade, and a quicksilver. If you don't want to use this, just use an onslaught flask. This can help you with the boots. So that's one thing you can do. This is a bit of a flex. It's just a bit of quality of life. You don't really need it. And same as the gloves, maybe drop a bit of the chaos res or drop the tier of the life. That's also okay. You can drop the tier of the life here, because this is tier 1 life. You can just tier 2, and that will lower the price. Or if you don't have enough suppression, for example, this is a Knight 4 character I'm trying to simulate when you're broke, or and I don't know, you. But if you're, for example, 95, 5 here, if you get, so this is 26, both of them. If you have 21 on both items, you can have 5 here, 100%, you're done. Or just lose a point. It's not ideal, but it's okay. You're going to start mapping, you're gonna get some XP, and you're gonna level up and get your points later. And that's pretty much it, guys. It's a relatively cheap build. The idea is for this build to be as cheap as possible, but to function, have fun. We get 2 expired learnings here. I'm gonna share the strategy that I'll be using to farm some currency with some rares, so that we can have fun, get the HeadHunter buffs, and have fun while mapping. Go as fast as possible, get the gold, upgrade our town as much as we can, and of course upgrade our build. I already have the HeadHunter ready. I have currency. I converted it to mirror shards for inflation, let's say. I do expect them to go up in price, but that's another thing. But yeah, I'm going to use this version for a bit, because it is actually quite comfortable, and I will get some currency. When I get some, I will share the strat with you. Hopefully you find it good, but I do hope that you do like the build. It's nothing really new. Most people are doing similar things. I just wanted to make it as cheap as possible, so that if you have been struggling with currency, you can create something and you can map with it. Not an all-rounder or a bosser or whatever, but you have a good time mapping, especially in open layouts. You have a good time. We're using returning projectiles. It's nice. As long as you try and go fast and have some rare monsters on the map so that you can get buffs, you will have a good time, trust me. That's it, guys. Just have fun, and I wish you a lot of divines.